keep them. Oh no, what was that? My thing was stuff. How dare it fall? Oops, I forgot to... Well, I guess there's not much to say. There's not really anything to say. The midweek thing is just Historic Brawl, but it can only be the commanders from the Space Hat set, so I don't know which one's the best of the ones available. The combo can probably get an above average amount of people because they're just not prepared. People just doing the midweek thing to just complete it will probably... There's a fair amount of people that have no idea what's going on. But we'll see. I don't know. We shall see. Notably, there's not going to be any Azuzas or Vivis. Or Ren and 6. Or anything like that. Oh, it's the Grenzo at home thing. Nice. What does this do? There you go. Analyze the pollen can get there very slowly. Alright, this hand needs a card, but we have maybe a bajillion times to get to it. Okay. Defense of the Heart does it. Opponent doesn't play the game. Sure, let's play this. Primal Command. That's another way to find it. That is another way to find it, so let's keep that. Analyze? So I don't need more green. Not really need more red either, but we'll just play this. I could have just cast Primal Command. Could have just done that. I don't know. Okay. That's not quite what I'm looking for, but I will cast it. Oh shoot, I shouldn't have swung. It wasn't free anymore. They're 2/2 as menace. That was not a free attack. That's funny. I can kind of get whatever I want, so I will put the win condition to my hand, right? Yeah, most assuredly. I don't think it really matters what land I put away, right? Yeah, it doesn't. they can't interact on my turn because of the Kutzil, so that is a game. I just can't cast spells on my turn. Oh, wow. Alright, well, looks like I top decked the best card ever. My opponent found a way to interact on my turn. They actually had a way to interact. Wasn't good enough, though. That person knew what I was doing, so that's interesting. Or it seemed like they were aware. Maybe they weren't, because they didn't concede instantly, and they just wanted to kill my commander. I guess I could have swung with the 3/3 first. Could have just done that. This is a safety measure, I guess. Another safety measure? I think I'm over it, though. I don't need that. Did I just win? Is this a turn 3 win? No, I don't have a way to gain... Oh, yes I do. What am I talking about? This is a turn 3 win. Forgot about the Ajani's welcome. That's right. Oh, that's good. We like these. Can't say I've done that yet. Oh, that's what we signed up for. No. That's what I signed up for. Yeah. That's what I signed up for. That's good. Man, I'm gonna blitz right through this thing, huh? I'm not sure if I'm supposed to gamble for the combo piece. And then play... Do I cast gamble? If I don't cast gamble, why is it in my deck? I could just find, because I'm ways out from comboing anyways, I could just look for a something else here. Yeah, let's just look for a way to find it. That way I don't lose it if I get countered. Where are you? Green Sun Zenith? How do I... Don't worry, opponent. I'm trying my best. Is Green Sun Zenith not in my deck? Am I just dumb? How is it not in my deck? There it is. Alright. Also, they can't counter me. They're not actually blue. Kind kind of a really strange use of Fatal Push, especially on my, like, their turn. They just decided to do that. It's kind of weird. We could just play Fetch Land. I can cast my commander the first time, because it's not going to matter for a bit. I can just easily recast it. I don't think Val's the best commander. I wouldn't say it's the best one of the bunch. It's definitely one of the scariest ones and plays the fastest games. Probably the easiest to put together as well. So maybe it is the best. Because you don't have to think about anything, you just put it together real quick. Okay, so if I had a way to do the thing, we'd be fine. Wait, I do. Is it scry? Whenever you scry. Alright, so we win? Is this another... No, last game was a turn 2 win. This is a turn... No, it's a turn 3? Why am I struggling with this? This is a turn 4 win. To be quite honest, my opponent did have the answer to this in the form of Fatal Push. They just used it and lost because they used it. But this is what I was talking about, where if you're in the midweek thing, there's probably a lot of people who might not have any idea what's going on in Historic Brawl with some of these commanders. Like this combo could just get people who don't normally play the format. That being said, my opponent did have cards that you don't normally have unless you play the format anyways, right? Like, why would your account have these cards? But, yep, alright. Weird use of Fatal Push. I don't really agree with it. They could have at least done it at instant speed. They didn't even try to do that. Whenever it becomes tapped, proliferate. Mm-hmm. Swords of Plowshare is interesting. Am I playing my commander? Yeah, I can play my commander, it's fine. I don't have to play Gene Pollinator. Burgeoning. Perilous Landscape. Okay. Thrumming Bird. Leaving up 1 mana still. Pass. Okay. Tapped land's kind of sad here. But I can just keep chilling. I think I can just keep chilling. They tapped the landscape instead of finding red mana with it, which is really weird. They also have some kind of thing that's instant speed. Alright, there it is. Found it. Alright, so we now win? Because my opponent did a whoopsie-doopsie. 1, 2, 3. Yep. That's what we call the old oopsie-doopsie. Oops. Oopsie doopsie. Pony, you didn't even make me show you a surveil land. What if I didn't have one? What if I didn't have a surveil land? Could you imagine? Losing for no reason? I could have played this land, but I can maybe hold on to it to trigger gaining life. Now what? Alright, now I kind of really wish I did play this. Oh well. It's still fine. Let's play you. Play you. Yeah, we're gonna do this. I would be astonished if you blocked that. Oh. Alright, so Thought Partition is interesting. Search for Glory, the combo piece. I would still need another land in play. Alright, kind of ugly. I'm still going to do this. Don't care. Don't care. Don't care. Alright, so none of that matters, which means we can just play our commander. So red and green, sure. Yeah, I'm going to need triple green. Actually, wait. Play that, do that. No, let's just get this out. Let's just get this out. Yeah, I saw opposition agent. Anything to keep, like, fetch lands in line, I'm alright with it. Send it. I say send it. So, there are some things that let me win instantly, but not a lot of them. There's very few. That would just die to the 2/3. I don't think... It's not getting Death Touch or anything. They're still interested in attacking with it. Is there something I don't know? No, it's not doing anything fancy. When something dies... Yeah. Okay, so I only have one white source. I could play this, actually. Yeah, we play this, and then we Arch to its Charm to win next turn. For next turn. Imagine my opponent had Opposition Agent right now. That'd be a complete shame. An absolute tragedy. Nah. I'll just gain infinite life anyways. Deal infinite damage. Okay, for some reason my opponent by the 8th remaining life point conceded, but not the first 20. Oh, okay. We take those. Interesting. Maybe they were just trying to figure it out. I don't know. Alright, well, that was easy. I just blasted through. Did I lose a game? I don't even know if I did. How many games did I play? Yeah, it was just boom. Blitzed it. I don't have to keep doing that. I kind of don't want to do that for the next 3 hours. I could do something else now. But yeah, that was... everything I said would happen is exactly what happened. The people that have no idea what's going on are going to get trampled, and the ones that have an idea of what's going on have to be prepared for it. So I'd say probably in that midweek thing, Val is an easy go-to. And if you lose, you just move on really quick, too. It doesn't really play drawn-out games. I still really like Tannic, though. And I think Tannic has enough answers for Val. To not feel bad about playing Tannic. I don't know about the rest of them. Yeah, as a free-to-play player, I can no longer keep up with 6 sets a year. Yeah, I've played, I think, most of the spacecraft commanders. Well, at least all the ones I think you can play. I didn't play the mono-white one yet. I think I pulled it, though. Not this one. This one. Oh, maybe this one, too. Enters, return a creature, controls his hand, it gets larger. Combat damage to the player, put a creature card mid of 3 else for your hand. This one's a little bit more interesting. Enters, look for a legendary. I don't even know what I'm doing with this, though. I have no idea what I would do with this card. This one I don't think you can play, because you can't station it. Yeah, you can't station this one in Historic Brawl. The heist one? Ugh. Bidding of your end step if a non-land permanent left the... Wait. This one's so bad. That's so bad. I haven't played it yet. We can just play it. I can at least put Grenzo in the deck, so that's pretty cool. Inside of the midweek event, you have, like, way less egregious opponents, so maybe in the midweek it's survivable, but it's not going to give an honest depiction of what to expect when playing it. Still maybe just worth trying. If ever I could play it, it's probably right now. Do I have my Grenzo list? No, I don't. I don't have Grenzo list anymore. They're probably different enough. They don't play the same deck. End step, yeah, they don't quite play the same. So every single destroy target creature spell in the game, probably. Boop, boop. Probably Thirst. It's a sorcery, though. It's not actually really that great at sorcery speed. We need a lot of treasures for. Beginning of your end step, just to do it each time. Yeah, maybe. I mean, I'm putting Ragavan in here. We can take everything we can get. How many things die to Doomblade in the midweek thing? There are actually a fair amount of black commanders. So maybe not free. There's a lot of black. Ow. Oh, K command, love it. Bedeck. Can we sack our own creatures? Kinda. Maybe, like these two. End step? My end step? Why can't it just be every end step? Come on! Like, if you can't chump block with a creature and then heist, it has to be your turn. That's just, like, unbelievably awful. Yeah, you don't have to discard, right? The way it's worded. Yeah, I think you're right. I did notice that too. Right? The way it's worded. This turn is spells turn, discard a card then. Yeah, it doesn't say if you did. You just don't have to discard a card if you don't want to. Unless, does it just work that way mechanically and the text box just lies? I don't know. Has anyone actually played this? Has anyone chat actually done this? Has anyone triggered this card? One time. All I need is one time. Oh, I see. Yeah, you just have to discard. I see. It's not even a may clause. All right. So yeah, if you're hellbent, it's more interesting, I guess. Fair enough. I see. Come to find out, reading the card actually is a good idea sometimes. Who would have guessed? Certainly not me. All I had to do was read it. Do 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 do. Crucis is funny. Alright, what are our combos? How do we win? What do we actually do to win the game? I have no idea. I kind of like Cling to Dust, but in the midweek thing, I don't like it as much. Okay, when this gets warped, it still costs 4. Impulse? You play it like an impulse deck? I guess you could do that. I no longer like these two. Yeah, Godo could be a win condition, especially with treasures. Could probably get to 11. It's not bad. It's definitely an out, especially with a deck that demands the game last to at least turn 6 every single time. So, I suppose it's something to put in here. Don't have to convince me too much to do that. Notably have not seen a Val player. Final parting. This is historic, it's not standard. For the midweek event. Well, I guess, yeah, he can never be standard. Can't be standard if I wanted it to. Yeah, well, play Shield Druid. Kind of like Alcatraz as well. Just like weird value pile cards. Buried Alive with Reanimate. Wait, what's the other thing? What are people doing with it was Final Parting Emperor of Bones? Was that it? Is that what we see now? People don't go the Reanimate line, they just Emperor of Bones Ulamog? I think that's what I saw. I liked that. I was a fan. I should probably still play Buried Alive, though. Not a lot of creatures, and I don't think sacking my own creatures is a route. I just don't like that route. Legion Warboss can trigger it every turn. Does this specifically say Revolt? It doesn't. It's essentially the same, but still. No, Revolt is only your side. Never mind. You would prefer to have Void. Croxa... Sure. Bedlam Reveler is kind of neat. Same with the Ox. So escape cards in general. I'd rather not play sweepers. Maybe I just have to. Creation is another win condition. Creation Godo gives you... Oh, not that one. Gives you, stuff. Oh yeah, Toxic Deluge is fine. Yeah, probably no Rezug. Probably no Rezug. Prosper, why do we need Prosper? I don't think I own that. That's that 1/4, right? Yeah, I don't know it. Being for end step, exile top card. May play it whenever you play a card from exile. Yep. Well, it's another commander that would probably really enjoy Prosper, but here we are, not having it. There's your donation incentive. You found it. Oh, the lands. All right, let's do that. I don't like Mount Doom. I don't need Mana Confluence. I also don't really need strip mine. It does say non-land, so it sounds like it works. Thrasher? I guess. I guess. What? That's nuts. I don't feel too bad about crafting that one. Alright. We'll try that one. That's wild. I'm not going to play discard spells. I think the 1 mana madness cards are fine. Well, this one doesn't really do anything. Oh, neither does this one. This puts something into play for my commit. That's just really stupid. Terminal Agony is nice. I'm probably never going to get 6 colorless. I could probably try to get 6 colorless. I can play a fair amount of wastes, but it's still just not. I mean, that wouldn't do anything outside of specifically Ulamogno. Evergold. Hmm. Yeah, we'll run Damnation. The Avriel can discount my opponent's spells as well. Virtue was slow and grindy, I guess. I don't really like Cruel Claw. I'm not set up to... Oh, maybe I am. We could probably play that. Might actually be set up for that. We could no, not in the midweek thing. I don't think Blood Moon's getting there in the midweek. Almost have enough sneak attack nonsense. Might not even need Gristlebrand. I have Shield Druid though. Suppose it's not impossible. I don't like Chrome Mox. Maybe I do. Playing off the top is like somewhat viable. Chrome Mox doesn't really feel great though. I'm not gonna play Chrome Mox. The One Ring engine? Without Mana Rocks, you can't go crazy. It's still something you could just strive for. What if I just played this and then played a bunch of Mana Rocks for the One Ring engine? That is essentially a colorless win condition. Never really thought about that before. Could put that in every single deck and just like draw your whole universe if you have Mana Rocks. I currently don't have Mana Rocks. I'd have to make room for them. Because of that, let's not do that. Because I'd have to play a lot less other stuff. Shock kills foul combo. So that's a pretty good incentive to play 2 damage burn spells. Yeah, we can play Shock. Can almost just straight up play Lightning Axe too. I'm gonna not play Lightning Axe there for a second though. Okay, there we go. We're crafting it. We're sending the currency converter because it's funny with this. All right. Excavar, Fate Thief, 4 mana 4/3 warp 1. Void at the beginning of your end step if a non-land permanent left the battlefield this turn or a spell was warped this turn. This is the only thing that's probably ever going to get warped. Discard a card, then heist your opponent. So you have to discard a card. If you have no cards in your hand, you're not going to discard anything. The value is great there, I'm sure. But this is not anywhere near the same as Grenzo. This is Grenzo with extra steps for some reason. I don't know why this card got, like, existed in the first place, then got nerfed, then they decided to make what they felt maybe Grenzo should have been the first time, which was this, I guess. I don't know. It's just not great at all. Most of the Madness cards are not good. Most of the escape cards are not good. There's some interesting ones, Ox, Croxa. Just when you're discarding your own cards by force, you might as well try to make that valuable in some way. Treasures will trigger this, so just treasure generation is something that could be interesting. Notably, it's not lands. If it was lands, you'd be kind of happy. You'd play a lot more fetch lands than I'm playing, too. It'd be a little bit helpful. It's kind of extremely unfortunate that it doesn't say that, but it is what it is. Bunch of spot removal spells, because it doesn't have to be your permanent that left. And yeah, try to heist your opponents. This is in the Midweek Event, which is only space commanders, space hat commanders. So that's kind of the only place I believe this is going to do anything ever. Because if it's up against, like, Azusa, Vivi, well, just really anything that isn't part of the space set, then it's not looking too great. But we're really prepared for the Val matchup, I'll say that. Yeah, this seems like the only place I can make this maybe win a game. So, yep. That's it. That's it. Okay, I can keep this off the board pretty reliably. I actually don't have a lot it can even blow up, so that's interesting. Opponent doesn't have a 1-mana card either. Huh. Creation is another win condition. I'm gonna play the... Yeah, we can play the fetch land. I don't need to find Blood Crypt. I can just find a swamp. Alright, Blood Crypt it is. I think this would shut down I gotta be careful, because I have other fetch lands. Maybe I just get a swamp anyways, yeah. So, yeah, we just play this. Seems like the best thing. I could have went for a creation, but my opponent does have a fairly reliable way in which to blow up creation. So I probably just don't want to bother with that. We're going to make everything at least once. Or do everything at least once. Let's play this. I'm not going to go for my commander. Especially in a spot like this. I would love for them to cast a 2-mana spell. Okay, they do not. I will not exile anything. We have Graveyards Matters cards. Alright, they did cast a spell, and it's a really annoying one. Could have killed Felia instead of their commander, but I think this is fine. This demands they find something to do with Felia. That is not something to do with Felia. Still can't swing with it. What are you doing? What are you doing? Alright, there has to be a combat trick then. Alright. Yep. Yep, there is most assuredly some kind of combat trick. Let's do that in this. I'm kind of interested in just straight up going for it. So I'm gonna do that. So we put that in the graveyard, and we put this to my hand? Maybe Damnation is just a safe thing to put to my hand. Because of the things that may or may not happen to me. I can adapt at instant speed, right? Yep. You have it. Nope, it is a combat trick. We win. Yep, so it's something to defend their stuff with. Which explains most of my opponent's decisions this game. Technically, they could still win this, because Ulamog's gone, but it's probably impossible. Oh, Pornit, what happened? I played around your cards and you got upset? What's wrong? I played around your protection spells for your creatures and you got upset? How dare I know what I'm doing? How dare I? Alright, we did it. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Commander too strong. Played around everything, actually. I played that game perfectly. We played that game perfectly. And I'll hear no retort. Ancient Tomb, what does that do? Lets me Buried Alive. I will Buried Alive. It removes some pretty lame draws. Like you, and Croxa? We like that. Let's outright refuse to respect. Actually, I can still sort of respect it. Yeah, all right, that's fine. I'm not gonna flash back the treasure. All right, they got the red mana. Chose not to go for the thing. so I guess that means they don't have it. This is a bunch of random nonsense. Alright, interesting. Maybe they just don't have the combo. That is a viable thing. I'm gonna be mana efficient. I am dying, so... Let's play you. Play out our commander for realsies. This is a bit painful here. Forage removal on the Lotus Cobra. This is the weirdest game I've ever played. 1, 2... Gristlebrand's probably... Well, no, Crocs is just not part of this now. No, let's be real. Gristlebrand doesn't have to exist. Alright, come on. Literally the combo. Oh! Alright, we could take Bristly Bill. It doesn't do anything. Alright, we'll just take that card. Namely because it lets me re-roll. Sure. Sure. I love the just complete honest beats right now. This is kind of neat. What does this flip into? A 3/3? Oh boy. Alright, we block. And we keep our commander in the graveyard for Croxa. We play this. Get our token. Get a black here. Yeah. Alright. What does that do? I don't care. This feels really bad. Can I take a turn off and just cast... No, my opponent played a weird card. Because they played the thing they did specifically. Yeah, we're doing this. Yep. Because they played this last turn. If they did something else, maybe I cast Grief. Alright. They either weren't the combo or just didn't have it. I saw a lot of very strange cards, though, so... All signs point to they don't have it. Alright, this commander's pretty sweet when your opponent's playing Honest Magic. I guess. What did we get this? We got a Rampant Growth that game. That's what we got. That's what our commander did. We discarded a removal spell for a Rampant Growth. That's what we did that game. Alright, every time I play against this, it always has sneak attack, and their commander was irrelevant. Let's see if that happens this time. Also, did I put Ragavan in here? I think I did. Discard up to 2 cards, draw that many. Okay. Opponent? You okay over there? How are you keeping a one-lander? What on earth is happening? What? Okay. They plotted that card, I guess. Okay, so we're a bit confused. I'm gonna just play this. Get rid of one of my lands. Probably could have done lesser there and got Mox. Or, oh, I didn't put Bobble in. Whoops. Yeah, you don't have every card in this event. You have to own them. So we can just not cast our commander for a turn. This is an instant, and I have an instant madness card. So we're going to pass the turn here. The Dream. Come on, something to fiery temper. Ulamog actually castable here. Plot. Do it. Plot. Yes. The value. So much value. Look at it. Look at that fiery temper. Way to get there. That's right. Ooh, oh, that's really enticing. Alright, either way, I'm doing it off of treasure. I'm not gonna gift, because they've been missing lands, so we're not gonna gift. Captain Lannery Spaghetti and Plasma Bolt does not get there. I'm gonna take that anyways, I don't care. Lightning Bolt, weird Lightning Bolt. Alright, well, that's cheap. Let's just take that. Do I have access to this card forever? Yeah, I do, right? Okay. Is this the most insane thing of all time, or am I tripping? I didn't actually mentally register that card. Get rid of Feed the Swarm? I don't have a choice now. What is happening? Okay. Delirium? Creature, instant, sorcery, land. Okay, so I can swing for double striking damage here. Look, this is what I said needed to happen for this commander to work. It has to be the midweek thing. Let's just lightning bolt that. Not really the best lightning bolt ever, but it's fine. Oh, come on. Really? Lame. Get out of here. What are you doing? Well, hello there. No longer upset? Let's decline. No, let's just keep doing funny stuff. Let's just keep doing funny stuff. Another artifact or land. Okay, so that fundamentally doesn't do anything here. Sure. Well, I suppose I can discard that. Hey, currency converter, it's here. It's in play. It exists. Pushing the damage. Getting in there. Casting random cards. Alright, convert some currency. Oh, they're over it. I'm not gonna lie, I completely forgot that I did not trigger my commander that turn. I thought I knew about last turn, but this turn I thought I triggered it. Maybe I just skipped ahead in my head and thought they were gonna block, and there was gonna be some kind of damage-based trade or something, but yeah, I guess my commander doesn't just trigger for free. Excellent. Why does it even have warp? You can't even warp it out of the command zone. Like, why? Why? It's an alchemy card. Why can't it just have warps from command zone? Like, is that really that bad? It doesn't even do it permanently. It only does it once. It only does it once. Oh, actually, no, that's not true. You can keep warping it. I don't know. That was just like, that's a game where without my commander's text box, if I was just top deck mode and like wasn't doing anything. Ugh. Well, it looks like we won soundly, but that's because we're in the midweek, so we can actually play a game. You can imagine us playing against the usual wall of things that is Historic Brawl wouldn't bode too well. Up to and including people I disconnect from, like this person. It's a draw. We finally didn't win. I think. I don't know. Does that count? I don't think that counts. I didn't lose, I guess. Infinite Guideline Station. Alright, the floodgates are open. This could be all the cards in the game. It could be all the cards. I think I'm not liking this Deadly Dispute so far. Could probably just be something else. Well, opponent, you just kept your hand. You just clicked keep. There you go. Oh yeah, Bobble. Right, yeah, it could just be Bobble. Well, I will kill that. The only thing I can do. Alright, mana. Let's do this. Again, nothing else to do. Uro. Alright, we're losing to green cards. As is tradition. Starting to feel like real Historic Brawl again. Oh no. Ancient Tomb. Does that change anything? Not... I mean, it lets me skip over my commander, I guess. Go right into final party. I don't know what the final parting is, though. Emperor of Bones into what? Gristlebrand? Grenzo? I could just put Grenzo into my hand, actually, and then put something with Escape or Flashback in the graveyard. Yeah, we could put Crocs in the graveyard. And then just put Grenzo to my hand. I'm okay with that. Well, Ancient Tomb let me catch back up. I skipped a turn. Or rather, I'm a turn ahead than I otherwise would be. Alright, they're over it. I don't know what my opponent thought I was going to do to them, but that's kind of a weird concession. I wasn't interacting with this. Yeah, I don't know. Well, it looks like this was the best thing in the game. This game that was played, but I feel like they were just fine if they just passed. Like, Renzo doesn't 100% chance win or anything. Okay, well, sure. Alright, bobble time. I'm overdue for a loss. I am putting myself at the greatest disadvantage playing as commander too, so... bloop. I don't think the others make sense. I wonder if I should just say... What if we just ran Chromox? It's okay, I guess. It's not like I have to play it. I can discard it. So it's not, like, completely dead. What about Mox Amber? Kinda hard to get Mox Amber to work. Haven't needed a sweeper yet, technically. Alright, Arden's a little weird. Yeah, we don't need Arden. That's not how we're reanimating things. I still kind of like Gristlebrand. No, I don't like Tormod's Crypt. I don't really care. Well, I mean, again, it's the midweek thing. None of the commanders in the thing really care about their graveyard at all. Like, at least the commanders don't. So, the only graveyard stuff matters. Has nothing to do, really, with any of the commanders. Except Val, because they can reanimate Philosopher, to be fair. Alright. It's a brony, so it will win. For some reason, just can't beat bronies, and they have, like, the Giga Nuts every single time. Rankle's Prank? Okay. Alright, already losing. Love it. I don't know what it is. I don't know. It's just a thing. It's just a thing. I just can't seem to beat bronies. Serville. Another land is fine. Wait, really? What? That's crazy. That is never the card I'm taking. Yuki. Who knows? Maybe Phyrexian Arena will kill them in 20 turns. Monument to Endurance. Alright. I don't really get what's going on with all the discard spells. That's a little weird, isn't it? I feel like it's a little weird. Okay, well, I'm gonna play the card my opponent knows about. I mean, I'm just losing to Phyrexian Arena, so I don't know what else even matters. Taking the final parting was really strange, though. I guess with the second discard spell, it's way less strange. Okay, so we have some... discard spell, sure. I don't get what's up with the discard spam. I don't really understand. Well, without anyone triggering Void, it's not like my commander's going to do anything if I cast it. I suppose it's the same with my opponents. Neither of us really have a reason to cast it. It's just not part of the game, honestly. That's just a Stone Rain. Okay, sure. Bring on the Stone Rains. It doesn't even trigger Void. It has to be a non-land. That is a very good card. I'm not going to draw just to maybe find a land. I don't actually even need a land. Okay, so now they're in danger. They should not have played that. They just should not have played that card there. We can forage. Yeah, we can just forage. That's fine. They really should not have played that card. They stole Crucius from me. Excellent. Do I even tap the ring? Kind of greedy not to tap the ring, I think. Maybe that's too conservative. Okay, sure. Sure. I can bedevil the monument. I can also just hide. I'm not going to make another move here. I'm just going to pass. My opponent's losing 2 life a turn at the very least. And heisting my deck isn't even that great, because a lot of my cards don't actually do anything for my opponent, so if they were to heist spam me, effectively. Alright, we can tap the ring again. I'm ahead on life. Maybe I wouldn't be if I tap it yet again. I fully expect my commander to die. They've shown me 0 removal spells. I'm sure they have some. Well, that's not great. I'm not winning the lose 3 life a turn race. I will just cast it the first time. My opponent's is currently not in play, so I can just cast it if it dies. It does kind of make me wish I left Fatal Push back, but I didn't. I have to bedevil my opponent's commander. I can't respect the monument. Okay, giant crazy spell. That just trades. That just trades. So don't have to do anything about that. Choose discard, please. Okay. Love to see it. Well, that's unfortunate. Well, technically winning. Winning's no more if I... Alright, we're just all in on the ring. At this point, it's extremely unlikely I get to stop my opponent from... Like, I will probably just die before my opponent loses enough life over 5 turns, so I'm gonna just start tapping the ring. To be fair, if my opponent didn't have the Phyrexian Arena, this game would have been extremely different. Extremely different here. I could probably just discard Ulamog, but I also don't need the land anyways. So it doesn't really matter. Also, yeah, with the Monument, I wasn't actually winning the race regardless. They did not trigger Void. Still should probably kill something here. Alright, I don't think there's much I can even draw. Suppose that's technically a thing with text on it? The discount is nice, but I kind of need to draw cards, so... Of course I draw Hot Steam and Garbage. And we're dead. Cool. Land, 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 land. Excellent. Alright, well. Didn't get there. If I had Shieldred at some point, we were fine. There was plenty of decent things I could have done there in that game. I just can't beat bronies. I don't know what it is. If you have a brony avatar, I literally just can't beat you. You have Gemstone Caverns Phyrexian Arena if you have the brony profile. I don't understand. It's crazy. Opponent? What? What? Oh, you see what their mistake was? They weren't a My Little Pony avatar. That was the mistake. Oh, okay. This hand makes me wish I had Faithless Looting in my deck. That is not normal. Sure. Ragust Deft Gastronaut? That's a name. Another land. We like mana here. Let's... Oh, that's an instant. That's an instant. Let's chill. I mean, there are some things I would like to find there. Heist, but I could just heist at instant speed. This is good. The other two are extremely weird. So with a fetch land, I can make it... Oh, but we can play this card, right, actually? I can actually just play that card in my deck for real, for real. That's interesting. Oh, the shrimp that makes food and stuff? No, I don't ever plan on playing that one. I'm not going to lie to you. That one is... Ugh. That one has some problems. That one has a lot of problems. I mean, you could just play the Balloon Man and have a functioning deck instead. That Lobster is, it might be the worst one? I don't know. There are some that are so bad that it might not matter which one's going to go the worst, but that is one of the worst ones. It's one of the worst commanders in the game. It's not as bad as Grax. Let's see. Cast Commander, commit Sudoku with token. So swing with token, they can't block it. Oh wow. Hello. Hello. The disrespect from the opponent. The disrespect. Alright, random 4/4. I'm sure there's probably a bunch of combos with Artifact Red-White Lobster shenanigans. I don't doubt that. This is not an elf, by the way. I have not once played against the Lobster. Like, not a single time. So, another spot where I really wish I had... Final parting for next turn... And yeah, I'm not going to reanimate anything. You have a land? No? Apparently not. Okay. Things are looking decent. I can reanimate... Wow, I took out the... Ah, man, I took out Arden. No! Alright, random 4/4. Black market. You're up. That is notably not a second mana source. Or land. What? Okay. That's not... Oh, it is, okay. Alright, that was a thing? Sure. So, final parting. Boom. Boom. And then just cast it? No, I don't want to cast it. There is no reason to cast it right now. Oh, there kind of is, though. There kind of is. Just to trigger my commander. I don't think I'm casting Reanimate this game. Yeah. Let's get rid of Reanimate. It's not likely to... Well, same with this. Okay, let's get rid of the removal spell because my opponent doesn't have a lot of crazy top deck creatures, like bombastic outs. So let's just do that. Yeah. I mean, it's Tanic without the ramp spells or whatever to cast or draw cards. They need to like fetch lands or something. I guess I had an elf package in here. The cards we saw with Heist were weird too. I think I saw the same card like 5 times. All right, we got there. I don't feel like I need Ardwin or Arden to have any of my combos. Like, all of the things I want to do with my commander don't really care about Arden. Now, that exact game, I had Reanimate in my hand, so that wasn't totally true. Why did that not happen? Wait, hold on. Is my phone? Okay, there we go. Alright, I got my Tuesday text. I'll be right back. Alright, what I missed? Any toxic behavior of the band? No, yes, no, maybe so, no? Alright, we're good. Any gin enjoyers in the chat? Any gin enjoyers? Have any gin truthers? I could still take out Davriel, actually. There's a bunch of stuff I could run instead of Davriel. I do like the value, though. 4-mana removal is nice. Sometimes. Speaking of 4-mana removal, because we're specifically against this commander, I'll keep this in. You don't care about Jin? Well, that's a 5-minute timeout. That is a 2-minute 2/2. Boop. Promox. I like my entire hand. I think every card in my hand has value. I'm gonna probably end up casting all of them. Do I cast Kroxa? I don't think so. I think I'm leaving up Braid. Yeah. Especially because they displayed some kind of instant speed card there. Look at this thing. Look at it, it's so adorable. Oh, look at it. I can't kill this. I can't brutally murder this thing within a Braid. It's just such an awful thing to do. Alright, I'm sorry. Sorry, Mr. Weasel. I'm about to blow your face off, you know. Alright, so... again, no real reason to cast Kroxa. So, I won't cast it. It's a mono-white creature deck. I can just keep casting burn spells. I don't need them to discard a card. That's just 4 dogs. Okay. That's just what that is. Well, that's bad. I don't mix it with anything, I just drink it. Mix it with ice. Let's play Shieldred and then assume my opponent doesn't have Swords of Plowshares, which they oh so clearly do. So this. Bank on Path of Exile. PoE 2. I feel like killing this is fine. Oh look, I was right. Oh, I was right. Feels good. That does not have haste. Okay, they did not gain enough life to draw a card. Heisting is weird. Shieldred is pretty nice. I really wish I could get that last card out of my opponent's hand, though, and not die at the same time. Which doesn't seem to be the case, so... Journey is nice. Now we can maybe get that last card out of there. Yeah, I really want to do that. I think that is a very good idea. And it was. Alright. I'm going to journey the commander so it can't swing and stuff. Can I cast Croxa? I can. They have to play this last card here. Oh, they drew another one. Never mind. Tragic. Okay. This is where we try to stabilize. Those dogs were nuts. Okay. Really? How do you not swing with your commander? I completely disagree with this. But alright. Yeah, no, you should have, in every single way, shape, and form, should have swung with this. Block that, take lethal. Block there. Take that. Okay. Looks like we're dead. Okay. Never mind. Please don't top deck any good cards. Huge. Don't think they're gonna sack that. They did. Alright. Don't have the flying thing. I was also just dead to the attack. What?! Oh, opponent, no! You blew it. No. Tragic. Oh, no. Oh, no. Yep, well, that's what happens. That's what happens. Opponent had that, and then they didn't. We haven't gotten Godo to work yet. There's been like one game where it would have done something. Let's run Palantir Arena instead. What's the other card I'm thinking about? Asylum Visitor is neat. It's each player, though. Bronco. No, that could be dangerous. I don't really care about Cling to Dust. Okay, let's just keep playing. Minimum. M&M's. Say goodbye to Cruel Claw. K-Command is actually really good here. And this is good with Croxa. Wormcoil. I mean, not upset with that later. Okay. Okay, I'm okay with losing 3 life if it comes down to it. What does this actually do? Nothing. Okay. Sure. Bone saw. Let's get a red. Windmill slam the commander. I don't even like losing my hand here, but I guess untapping with it is a worthwhile endeavor. I will blow this up. Opponent does not station. Okay, never did. So, damage, shatter. Play this as a land. Heist. Yeah, I mean, okay. Yeah, that's a card. There's nothing I can do. I can kill my own command or creature. No, that seems really stupid. Alright. Sure. They get Mirror Enforcer. I will kill that. Okay. Let's kill that. Oh, it has counters on it. Ugh, why does it have counters on it? Ugh. This game is dumb. What does that do? I can reanimate Croxa to take a second card. I can just cast Derevi. Power. Okay, that's kind of lame. I can just reanimate Emery to mill more cards, especially with Croxa. I just want that out of my hand. Okay, that worked out. I'm gonna trade with my commander. That's just straight up Unctus. Okay. That is straight up Unctus. Swing, swing, block. Sweet. I just top decked lethal. Look at that. They actually recast it too. Let's just get my phone. Cool. Alright, well, the Worm Quill didn't do anything. The Underworld Breach, at any point I was falling behind, probably could have catapulted me right back into it. But, yeah, Kolaghan's Command, kinda gross in an artifact, against an artifact opponent. The real Power 9. What is that? Yargle Day. Achievement set ends in 7 days. Okay. I have not looked at these. Wait, I didn't actually read it. Control creatures is exactly 9 power. Okay. Win a game in which the only creature spells you cast had no abilities. Okay. Deal 93 damage to your opponent with Yargle. 93? You have to hit them 11 times? What? Play 20 games in which your deck contains 25 non-land cards from Dominaria. Okay. Win a game in which the only creature spells... yeah, alright, we're done. With Yargle as your commander, win a game in which there are no lands remaining in your library. What? How do you... I don't know how to do that one. Gishag could prefer it. The Bargler. Do we get anything in the intermediate? Okay, there's an extremely high chance I am not ever doing that. Doomsday? Alright. Okay. Well, there's no packs or anything involved with it, so I don't really feel too obligated to blitz and try to complete that. I'm just not gonna... I'm not doing that. I don't care. That's not happening. Not worth the content. Hitting someone with Yargle once feels impossible. I can only imagine those who are interested in hitting their opponents 10 times within the next 5 days. Or 7 days, whatever. That is not free. Ooh, now there's his hand. Neither... Ugh. Why is Ulamog? Please. Go, just stop doing this. What does that do? Whenever enchantment you control... Sure, let's just make a trigger. You have to oops all spells, yeah. But people are saying it puts you in a hell queue. So, like, if you don't normally play the format, you just can't get that. Oh, that's disgusting. Alright, I didn't draw a land, so I have to bobble myself. Otherwise, I'd leave it for my commander. Land, please? Come on. Is there any way to shuffle? No. Alright, well, Toxic Deluge, you're up, buddy. You have to be really important. Oh, wait, I mean, to be fair, I draw through the Lightning Bolt. In all fairness. I kind of forgot about that. I kind of completely forgot about that. Okay, my opponent did a bunch of weird, confusing things. Let's kill this and the, that thing. Play our commander? Probably not. I should just go all in on other stuff here. Could have Toxic Deluged as well. Last turn or whatever. You could play Crucius... Oh, no, you can't. Well, I love to see nothing here. That's surprising. I can cast my commander for free. Doesn't have to live. I don't have any incentive to do anything, so... It actually lived. Wow. I could never crack a treasure here. That doesn't seem like a good idea. I should probably read this. Whenever it enters or attacks but a counter. Whenever one more counters... Alright, so it's a bunch of enchantments that don't seem to really have anything to do with my opponent's commander. So be it. Can recast it again. Discard the Fiery Temper. Look at that. Look at that. Steal... Oh, hello. Steal the old disenchant. Nothing's more satisfying than casting a Fiery Temper. This also triggers my commander. Get rid of that Ulamog. Birth of Meletis. This finds any basic. It works. It also commits Sudoku on its own. Triggers my commander. Alright, they have O-Ring number 3. Fascinating. Let's play... that. Oh, I guess I could have Final Party and won the game. Whoops. My bad. That's my bad. Alright. Game shall be prolonged. Do I even discard anything? No, not really. I think everything in my hand is just fine. It's not like I'm looking for anything. Is this just like Scythus with a just awful commander? What is going on? Okay, I drew it. Does that change anything? Gristlebrand. Grenzo for the funny. Put that to my hand. Play you. Still no discarding of anything. I kind of messed up my own Emperor's Bones. Oh, never mind. They just dealt with it anyways. Sure. O-Ring number 4. Can I just swing? Okay. I'm gonna kill the Eidolon. Leaves me with 4 mana left. Did I do a dumb? Yeah, I did a dumb. Alright, my bad. I did a dumb. Okay, O-Ring number 26. Do I cast my commander? Yeah, probably. And just get rid of the Party Thrasher? Well, that can be good. Oh look, it's Scythus number 2. Excellent. Can I bestow? I can't bestow. I have to kill the Overlord, I think. No, I gotta kill the card draw engine. I have protection for a turn anyways. Well, that's not great. So, play the Ox before I play Croxa. Virtue. Should probably just play Croxa, though. Yeah. All that glitters. Well, that would almost just straight up kill me. So let's take that from the opponent. Each enchantment you control. Alright, not great. Let's kill the commander. Oh, come on. Whatever. That's your last card, really. Stupid. Come on. Alright, well, I threw that game. I completely threw that game. I should have Toxic Deluged right when they played Scythus. That's the first of 25 Scythus that deck can play. Oh, that's so dumb. I had that game. I should have just Toxic Deluged. I would have just straight up won. Would have straight up won the game. chose not to win. Oh, look. A card better than all slivers combined. No way. Weird. Doesn't get a Triumph. How do you not have anything on that turn? That's insane. They didn't have anything, but they binned Cold Steel Heart then. Like, what? All surveillance, no try. That just seems really wrong. I do not agree at all. Let's put that at the bottom. Give ourselves a chance to mill giant stuff, I guess. Alright. Really slow from the opponent there. Like, just as an opener. I'm gonna gift a card here. Sliver Overlord, Thrumming Hive Pool, Chromatic Orrery. Let's take that card, because I can actually play it, and that's really good. Can't keep the black market, but maybe they don't mill it? I don't know. Alright, they milled it. Should probably just play Sliver Overlord. Gain control of target sliver, and search your library for a sliver. It makes the most sense to play it here. Yeah, just all surveil lands, no triumphs. That's kind of nuts. Wait, how do you not cast the... That's crazy. What? 5? Okay. I mean, I guess you can make that work. Grim Tutor's nice. Again, mills, sure. They can probably do that one more time, and they probably will do it one more time. Alright, so now I guess they can just tap and find 2 slivers and hit me for a lot of damage. I feel like you should hit me for a lot of damage. Just tutor up a haste sliver. That's not a haste sliver. Just decided not to do that, sure. Alright, they're drafting one of the things, sure. Have to be the same. Alright, they have Gaia's Cradle now. Great. Great. It's has a lot of potential, but my opponent is gonna kind of run out of stuff here. I don't know, I'm just going for a haste sliver. I'm just hitting my opponent for 20. Toxic Deluge. Well, I can cast this and my commander? No, I can't. Alright, so we just cast this then? Yeah, I gotta cast this one because they have indestructible slivers. I don't want to get into trouble for no reason. Alright, yeah, that could have actually killed them. But like I said, they were probably going to do it one more time, and they did. They can't get a shock land. Do you have any basics? Alright, I didn't think so, yeah. They didn't have any basics, they can't cast their commander. Yeah, all the shock lands, they don't have the life anymore. Yeah, this mana base is really wacky. You should at least play 3, at least the first Triumph. You should have at least 1, but you could probably and should probably always play 3 of whatever color combination you feel is the best to pick. Maybe my opponent just doesn't have them, but they had all of the shocks and surveillance, so I kind of doubt that. Yeah, a little strange there. Tap lands with a 5-color 5-drop commander, not really a great idea. There's a reason Joda players don't play surveillance. Oh wow, it's Tezzeret. Hey, we have currency converter. World first. Alright, I'm rooting for the Tezzeret player. I also have to mulligan this, because Go for the Throat doesn't really have any text on it. And currency converter alone doesn't really do much here. Well, that's funny. If I find a way to discard this... I did say Faithless Looting should be in my deck. Alright, I'm going to keep this on speculation. Ozolith is nice. It lets you retain all of the Tezzeret counters. So that's pretty cool, I guess. This thing, yeah. Ragavan is probably worth just dashing. No, I don't like that, because I'm going to have to keep dashing it. No, we're just going to rip the band-aid off and cast it for real. I don't want to keep recommitting that. And I also just don't like... It's not even that great against my opponent. So maybe just taking the treasures is just okay. I don't know. I have to trade. Yep. I think my opponent's creature is a little bit better than mine in this spot. There's so many things Ragavan does not do here in this matchup. Oh, I forgot they could crew. I completely forgot they could crew. Alright, so... That's embarrassing. Alright, Gristlebrand. I'm not really interested in griefing my opponent, so I'm not going to. Very few, if any, cards my opponent could have actually interact with my Saga. Yeah, I've played this quite poorly so far. Look, I said I was rooting for the Tezzeret player. I'm just doing things. It's reverse paid actor. We're in reverse paid actor mode. K-Command. Pirate? Drix sounds cooler. Do I cast K-Command? Not right now. Actually, I should right now. 2 damage. artifact. So blow that up. 2 damage here. This is probably a good idea. At this point, I should also grief my opponent. Yeah, I should probably do that. Scrap Trawler. Well, let's get rid of that. And we have Gristlebrand, but we can't activate it. Grafdigger's Cage? Vexing? No. Okay. That's funny. Doesn't do anything. Do I go to 1? Why would I ever go to 1 here? I feel like that's not right. Let's just play this. Alright, it's all about the top deck here. And it's a colorless deck, so I don't know if there's anything they could possibly draw that's really good here. 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, okay. Well, I'm going to assume this card is not useful, because I haven't cast it yet. They're probably thinking about what Tezzeret could find. I don't know. Okay, they pick up the Scrap Trawler. Nothing in the graveyard matters right now. I would keep Tezzeret a creature here. I would not move that equipment. Opponent moves the equipment. Probably not the best idea. Bitter Triumph. Let's just take the Ancient Tomb as an option here. I am kind of curious what that card in my opponent's hand is. What would make you think this long? You've convinced me to make a move. It was a Wormcoil engine. Alright, now it's gone. Let us take 2, because we're not dead on board. Well, none of that matters. I'll just take a redraw. I mean, Ghost Vacuum can technically matter in 20 years. Still technically have maybe some top decks that are good here. I'm not sure. But, I mean, notably, I'm just not dead on board, so... That doesn't matter. Probably have to just look for a card. I don't even think you can make a construct. They do not make a construct. You can have the Ulamog. I don't care about that. Now they can't swing with Palladium Mirror because you need it alive. Yeah, that's not a good idea. You needed that alive. Alright, well with all that mana gone, now there's just like less than nothing that's castable. I just can't really do anything anymore. They also killed my commander. I'm probably killing the party threat. Well, because Gristlebrand, I guess the amount of cards I'm drawing is just irrelevant. I love how I can't swing at it when it's a creature. Could just take the Buried Alive? What's in my graveyard? Ulamog's already in my graveyard. Could get Kroxa. Let's just take Dark Ritual. And then swing. There's some game-winning draws. I did not hit any. Oh, okay. Apparently the first 7 was enough? I don't know. Kind of weird to play it that long with Gristlebrand in play. If you untap with it and you're smacking your opponent, it's over. But they did spend all of their allotted time thinking. It did not amount to anything, though. What am I doing here? Probably playing the Sphere and cycling it, or just casting it. Dark Ritual has to be cast this turn. I don't really want to Ox right now. I'm gonna kill Karn with this. I mean, I could do whatever I want. Alright. Sky's the limit. El Skyo is Limerino. Hey, I got a real achievement. Look at that. Play 450 games of Historic. Of all the commanders for that to happen. Eternal Taskmaster. Look at that. We did it. Now we just have to never do the other ones. Look at that. I've played 30 games of Alchemy, 0 games of Pioneer. 0 games of Timeless. 0... Oh no, 12 games of Standard. Was that a midweek thing? I don't know. That's funny. And that was a long slog. Opponent took their time with that one. I'm also at 15 wins already. Kind of, well, I guess it's not surprising because of the midweek thing. Alright, let's talk about the deck. I've had my fill of this. Okay, so in the midweek thing, this is actually doing stuff because you know what you're playing against, right? So you can kind of tune your deck for the exact matchups. Again, if you just look at the list available, you can see that. Does it just let me choose? Okay, yeah, I can just go that way. This is the roster, right? These are the things you can play against, and that is it. There are no other options, and 99% of them are going to be probably the same 10 or so. Like, you're not really ever going to see someone play this thing, right, or this thing. So it's kind of the ones that are solid to play. So let's just count them. Like 1, 2, I wouldn't even really consider this one. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Sometimes this one, you could throw it in there. 9, 10. Sometimes this one, 11. So there's anywhere from, let's say, 11 to 13, like, truly playable, quote-unquote playable things that will have a solid chance at winning in the midweek thing. And of all of those ones, this isn't too bad against those, right? You're just not seeing Azusa strip mine all day and stuff like that. So it works. You're not as strong as the best things in the format, but when your opponents are not mainstay Historic Brawl players, so they don't have a Historic Brawl collection, they're going to have weaker decks, and B, not everyone is super knowledgeable about Historic Brawl and what is or isn't, like, important and, like, what are considered good. Even if they have access to good cards, they might not be familiar with the format. Having an entire fully collected account, you might still not know how to build a Historic Brawl deck because you only play for the midweek thing. Just a lower power thing in general. Not every commander is like that, though. Like, some players actually had... Like, I played against someone who literally had a Scythus deck with the do-nothing green-white commander, and it just stomped me because it was just green-white Enchantress with no commander. Who needs one? Actually, you could just play it inside of your deck. So, something to consider there. For what this was doing, it takes way too much for this to do anything, and even when it does the thing, it doesn't always hit something crazy. You can't even get the card, like, for free if it was like a 1 or 2 drop or something like that. Like, Renzo makes it free if it's 3 or down and stuff. This just doesn't do any of that. I don't think I warped this ever. It's kind of impossible to warp this in Commander, so it doesn't really even exist as a line of text most of the time. I did like the card advantage. Like, drawing cards, just discard them feels bad, but you can't really rely on your commander to win anything. Heisting your opponent's deck doesn't just automatically lead to you heisting game-winning cards, so you're probably still gonna somewhat rely, or mostly rely, on your own cards to win the game. So it's not really something to feel too bad about with, like, cards. Oh, I'm drawing cards. I have Phyrexian Arena, I have Palantir, but then this wants me to discard. It doesn't really matter, because card advantage is still card advantage. It doesn't feel bad to discard something to this ability most of the time. Sometimes you can't even trigger it. I had it in play, and it just didn't do anything, because I just straight up couldn't void. I just couldn't do it. Again, lands don't work, and I was like, oh, I could kill my own creatures, I guess, and then lose a card out of hand to kill my creature, lose the creature, discard a card, another card, not the removal spell I just cast, just to heist my opponent. Seems really dumb, and I never went for that line. I really enjoy the other black-red value things. I said black-wid value things, like... What is it? Instead of final partying for Reanimate Gristlebrand, there is now, which I hadn't really considered, was final party Ulamog Emperor of Bones. So you could put this in the graveyard and then reanimate it with Emperor of Bones. Arden could come in here as, like, some value engine thing, but Virtue of Persistence never really did anything, and I'd probably just prefer my giant expensive spell to have relevant text at some point that matters more, like this. But Arden's okay. I never got Currency Converter to do anything, so rip on that card. I don't know if there's that much I would play in this deck different if I was playing normal Historic Brawl and not the midweek thing. I feel like this is just about where I would go anyways. So that's a positive, I suppose. The black-red value deck plan is pretty solid. I don't feel like I'm trying to do a aggro beatdown thing, but you probably could. And then when you swing with your creatures, if any die in combat, or just having one die on purpose in combat, you could trigger this. So there's probably some kind of beatdown strategy you could play with this, Commander. I will say I never felt like I got to the mana to Godo Helm, which is 11. I don't think that ever really happened, so I ended up taking that out. I felt like games were going to last quite a while, and they did. They did. It wasn't like games... Actually, I don't think there were really any games I played that were decided turn 2 because my opponent had Llanowar Elves and then cast Cultivate and it was over. I don't think that happened a single time, which was nice, because when that stuff happens, you're going to need a 1-mana interactive spell for your opponent's 1-mana ramp spell. You just have to. That's just the format. It's just where it is. You know, if you're on the draw, you're going to really need a 1-mana card. If you're on the play, you know, you have a 2-mana removal spell that could do something, but outside of that, it's like, it doesn't really matter what you're doing. If your opponent plays Utopia Sprawl Cultivate, it's like everything you're trying to do after that, you're just too slow at this point. Your opponent can just get away with a lot of things. They don't even have to be creature-based things, and if they are, if you're having to cast your removal spells before you cast your 4-mana Commander, just to stay in the game by killing your opponent's stuff that they're racing out, then you have less cards that actually trigger this. Although you'll have more cards to cast because you're not discarding cards constantly to this thing. I would kind of consider this a Graveyard Matters deck. So I could probably play slightly more things that care about the graveyard. You could probably play Zombify or just some kind of Reanimate that isn't just Reanimate. Persist could maybe come in here too. The discarding your own cards, you're going to really want to to offset that loss of value in a extremely high power level format that this is. But all in all, it was solid in the midweek thing. I cannot imagine, nor am I remotely interested in playing this normally in the non-weekly thing. And I would not recommend anyone play it in the non-weekly thing. The one time I played against it, it just sat there, looked at me, and my opponent exploded. So that's all. That's what I have for you. And, yep. Bonus reel time. And then, yeah, there'll be a bonus reel.